Hey guys, what's up? Hope everybody's having a good day out there today. Just finished up here on an on the water lesson at Table Rock Lake, and I thought it'd be a good time to do the area lake report. I hadn't done one for quite a while, so I'm going to give you guys an update on what's going on here at Table Rock Lake, Grand Lake, Lake of the Ozarks, Stockton Lake, Shoals Lake. Just sort of a quick overview. I know a lot of guys fish that around here, and I'm going to let you guys know what's going on a little bit. Real quick before we get started here, just wanted to remind you guys, we got the new Randy Blockett 2 model Solar Bat sunglasses here. Got a special going on, solarbat.com. Got a Black Friday sale between now and November 30th. If you get you a pair of Randy Blockett 2s, you can get an equal pair or lesser value, another one free. Plus they got a lifetime warranty on the frames here, $15 replacement on the lens. These things are freaking awesome, guys, man. I've just been wearing them like crazy. You can see really good looking glass here. I'll include the link in the description here if you guys want to order some. Make a good Christmas present, be much appreciated. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the fishing here. Today was the final day of the Bass Pro Shop $1 Million tournament they had down here. I haven't been paying any attention. There's been no, I haven't seen any information on the tournament to know how they're catching them. I know that it'd been fairly tough. I think 30 pounds was leading after 2 days. And a friend of mine he'd made the first cut. He had 8 pounds and finished like 80th place. So the fishing has been pretty tough there. But Table Rock has been, it's been a grind down here. The lake has just gotten the piss hammered out of it the last month, or last year actually, but really the last month. It's just been relentless down here, and it's taken a toll on the fish. Table Rock right now, it's hard to get bit shallow. It's like water temperature today's 59 degrees. Had a cloudy day. Everything should have been lined up good for shallow water fishing, and it wasn't. We didn't catch much at all shallow. Everything we caught today was deep on a jig and spoon. Most of the fish we caught today were anywhere between 35 to 40 foot deep. Fishing treetops and looking for shad schools on a jig and spoon. And that's where you see at Table Rock right now, that's where all the activity is. If there's any guys in that tournament at the Bass Pro Shop tournament, guys that are catching them shallow, then congratulations, because I think it's super hard to get bit shallow right here. And it shouldn't be. I mean, it shouldn't be, but I think a lot of the fishing pressures had a big impact on that. So at Table Rock right now, guys, if you're coming down here, I would recommend not wasting much time shallow. Get out off the bank, get in that 35 to 60 foot of zone, and look for deep shad over those treetops. That's where all the activity is right now. That's where all the shad's at. That's where all the bass at. That's where you're going to get bit. Go over to Grand Lake a little bit. Let's talk about Grand a little bit. Again, all these lakes have been tough that I'm going to talk about here. The best lake out of the whole chain right now has been Shoals, but Grand Lake's been tough too. It's been taking anywhere between 15 to 17 pounds to win tournaments over there. One of the biggest keys, or the biggest patterns going on at Grand right now, is there's a lot of shallow cranking around wood going on. A lot of small crankbaits, like your 1.2, 1.5 inch square bills, fishing it around areas that have shallow rock and wood mixed. That's been producing some of the better fish. If you get the right type of day, you can still catch some fish on a buzzbait and a whopper plopper. Water temperatures down there right now are in the upper 50s. And if you get those low light days, early or late in the day, and a low light day, you can still catch a few on top water. And also, there's been a pretty decent spinnerbait bite going, just fishing bare rocky banks with them. A lot of those shad are up real shallow right now. And I know some guys that have been catching them on a 1/2 ounce spinnerbait with number 5 willow leaves, just getting on the chunk rock banks and fishing shallow, like less than 3 feet of water. A little bit of a dock bite going on now. You can catch some fish on a finesse jig around the docks, but overall it's pretty tough to get bit. Stockton Lake's starting to come on a little bit, and all these lakes that I'm talking about now, they're way behind as far as the water temperatures are about at least 5 to 7 degrees warmer than normal. So all the patterns that we're talking about are basically still fall patterns. There hasn't been a jerkbait bite developed very good yet. The water temperature still needs to get down another 5 or 6 degrees. At Stockton Lake right now, there's been a lot of fish getting caught on the football head jig. out on the main and secondary points, anywhere between 15 to 20 foot deep. You can get on some rock transition banks in the creek arms. You can catch them on wigglewort or rock crawler or something like that. There's a little bit of that bite going on. And there's the early morning spinnerbait bite going on. You can go down to the lower end of the lake and you can get on some of those clean gravelly type points, and you can burn a spinnerbait under low light conditions and catch them like that until about 10 o'clock in the morning. But it's been tough at Stockton Lake. Hasn't been easy to catch them there. Water temperature still needs to drop a little bit. Lake of the Ozarks has been tough as well. The main thing has been Lake of the Ozarks here lately has been the finesse jig. Finesse jig around docks on the lower end of the lake, basically running back into the last 2/3 of the creek arms, last 2/3 of the coves, and fishing like the last set of docks, like the last 10 or 15 docks in the back end of all the creeks, the back end of all the coves, and taking some type of a 5/16 to 7/16 ounce finesse jig, just pitching it and skipping it like under the walkways, under the inside portion of the dock, has been the #1 way to catch them. There was a pretty good sized tournament one up there last weekend, a week ago, on a whopper plopper, but that bite's starting to go away up there a little bit with the water going down. I look for the Alabama rig bite and the jerkbait bite to start up there about any time. Usually Lake of the Ozarks is a little bit ahead of everybody on that, but right now if you're going to Lake of the Ozarks, just tie you on a finesse jig and that's going to work. Finally, Bull Shoals. Bull Shoals has been fishing really good. Bull Shoals has been fishing better than any lake around here. It's taken a little bit more weight to wind down there. The weights are a little bit stouter throughout the entire fields down there. And there's a lot of different ways to catch them down there right now. There's a pretty good spinnerbait and topwater bite early and late in the day. Basically just running the back end of pockets, back of coves, some main lake points will work pretty good. You can catch them on the steeper channel banks in all the creek arms. Just basically getting out there with a football head jig or a finesse jig and fishing those steep banks or the rock transition banks. Get on those same banks again with a rock crawler or wigglewort and you can catch them. And also the bigger fish have been coming on a glide bait. You can take like that glide bait, like that ice slide 135 or 185 that Megabass makes, and basically run secondary points with it. Just cover water with the thing, try to keep the thing probably 2 to 3 feet underwater. You're not getting a lot of bites, but the guys have been catching some really good ones down there on the glide baits here lately. So anyway, guys, that's just sort of a wrap up here. Lake report. Fishing overall I don't consider it real good right now. We've had a lot of sort of unusual conditions, like here at Table Rock right now. The lake level is still 916, which is very high for November. I mean, I like to see it down about 4 or 5 foot lower than there. Water temperature, again, 59-degree water temperature today. It's normally down in the low 50s, no more than the mid 50s right now this time of year. So it happens every year. Every year is different. There's always a set of environmental conditions that make the fishing different. But when you let's just take a lake like Table Rock right now. You got higher than normal water temperatures. You got higher than normal water levels. You got higher than normal fishing pressure. All those factors add up to putting the bass into areas in a different place all the time. So it's every lake's unique to itself. You just have to get out there and experiment, be creative, be open-minded, and they're always out there to be caught. It's just figuring them out. That's the whole thing about fishing, guys. It's like fish are always biting somewhere, and it's just a matter of time till you figure out and hit on that right combination of area and technique to catch them. So anyway, just a quick report. Hope everybody's doing good today. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We'll see y'all later. See you.